in that section, Abraham says, when you come to the place of openly condemning the financial success that you crave, not only can that financial success never come to you, but you're also forfeiting your God-given rights to your health and happiness as well. And my friends, that is the most important thing, seriously, because think about it. If you, I came across this with my mother. My mother used to look at really rich people and she would say, oh, it's ill-begotten, right? They must have skeletons in their closet. How did they get so rich? And because my parents worked really, really hard and we were not rich. Everything was difficult and hard work and budgeting, and you can only have this much, and things like that were the norm around me. And so I cannot say that I grew up with an abundant mindset. One of my biggest journeys with law of attraction has been to overcome that, to reprogram that. And I was telling you about my mother. So I grew up with this philosophy that people who have a lot of money probably came by it through illegal means, through bribes, through not honest means. And another thing I learned from my mother was, people who are rich have a chip on their shoulder. They're all snobbish and they don't really care about anyone else. So those were the two most prominent opinions that my mother had about people who had a lot of money. And I grew up with those opinions. And then I learned that when you dislike those people who have wealth, how can you be wealthy? Because the very thing that you want, you dislike the presence of it in someone else's life, right? So envy is all about that. I want what you have, but I don't like the fact that you have it, and I don't like who you are because you have it. So that is a very negative vibration. And law of attraction, I'm just going to use this as my guide. So law of attraction says every subject, or Abraham says, law of attraction is about everything being a subject, and every subject has two sides, the having and the not having of it. And if you're pulling at both ends, so you really, really, really want money, and you're really, really, really pulling against having money, then what you're doing is you are staying stationary, because if you pull this equally at both ends, it's not going anywhere. One end has to let go. And if you let go the not having end, then it goes towards having, right? And that's the important thing. When you push against those people, and what I mean when I say push against, I mean that you look at them and you say, oh, they're not worthy. Why do they have it? I'm more worthy than they are. All comparison of any sort at all is not a good thing. Because comparison means that we are looking at, either we are looking at someone else and finding them inappropriate, or we are looking at ourselves and finding ourselves inappropriate. In either case, you are giving out a negative vibration. You're sending a negative signal out into the universe. The important thing about that is that if you are sending out a negative signal, that signal has magnetic power. And that signal that you send into the universe cannot attract anything positive to you, because negative cannot attract positive. So does that kind of make sense to you? Right? Negative cannot attract positive. That is what law of attraction is all about. Like vibrations attract like vibration. So if you are sending a negative signal into the universe, then the very thing that you want, the money that you want, cannot come to you because of the way you're thinking about it. All right. So let's move on to